Welcome to the PPW Premier Pro Wrestling Randcast Teaser. I'm your host, Rand. Alongside me is my version of Ed McMahon.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Casey James. For those of you that don't know who Johnny Carson is or Ed McMahon, once again, you're getting cultured. Look it up. Pluto is free. They got a whole Johnny Carson channel. I promise you, you will laugh and you'll learn a shitload about what's important in life, which is to take it easy, keep it simple, and don't take yourself too damn seriously. So, before we get down to it, please follow us on Rumble. Don't be afraid of Rumble. Trust me, big things are coming on Rumble. You don't want to be a nerd. If you don't want to be a nerd, get on that trend right now. And of course, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell here on YouTube. We appreciate your support, even if you are a little afraid of Rumble. Please support us on Patreon, where you will get the full Randcast commercial free in its entirety. However, big announcement coming for next week with the Randcasts that are in the can. We're going to upload them to Rumble, try to motivate you to follow us on Rumble. Don't forget, Pro Wrestling Tees is our official merchandise shop. Premier Pro Wrestling on Pro Wrestling Tees. My two favorite new shirts are We Kick Ass Till We Smell Shit. The other one is, what is it again?
Number one pro wrestling simp.
Simp. So come on, you wrestling simps. Get you one of them badass shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees.
For all you simps out there for pro wrestling.
The simps.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are correct, old great one. Yes.
I love the sound of that. It's usually not like that. You would not believe the amount of what the hell would you call it? What would you call it? I get cause frustration. What cause resistance? Oh, I get so much resistance from all sides. From all sides. But I love the sound of that Ed McMahon shit because it makes me it affirms me, if you will.
That is correct.
So who the hell are we and what separates our podcast from all the ones that use kids are uploading, downloading, end zoning, butt plugging?
Yes.
The difference is we hit them where they ain't. So right now the big haps are, and I laugh when I see it on my feed, all the goofy wrestling sites, the innovators, originators of fake news, pro wrestling sites, and all these idiots with podcasts that don't know the first fucking thing about Phil Brooks, CM Punk, nor Scotty Colton, Colt Cabana. Fact. Both of those guys had their first wrestling matches for old Rand here, your official host of the PPW podcast. And then slowly after that, this fella came along. So that's what I'd like to talk about this week. A little bit we'll touch on, and you guys got to be burnt out by it by now, the controversy. But as somebody who's worked in the ring with Phil, and I did too when he broke in. I just can't remember every one of those matches because they all spilled together for somebody my age who's had thousands of them. And somebody that has spent time with the kids, both Cabana and Brooks, on a personal level. The other thing is a lot of people don't know this, but you can't talk about CM Punk or Colt Cabana without talking about one Adam Pearce. Is Pearce still on Raw? SmackDown? SmackDown and Raw. He's on both of them.
Yeah, I believe he's still on Raw.
What's his character again?
General manager.
General manager. So I love that fact. I mean, all your top shit and most talked about crap in pro wrestling today has old Rand's thumbprint on them, or on it. And we'll talk about what kind of people they are, including Ace Steel, who's also drawn a lot of controversy as well. Anything to add, Mother Effer?
No, you are correct, sir. Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about what's on tap this weekend? We also tape pro
Oh,
wrestling
yes.
every Saturday night right here in our training facility / studio.
Yep.
This is our big monthly taping called Put Up or Shut Up. And old Ace here is going to...
The old ace in the hole. Yeah,
fill you
this
in on the
Saturday
deets.
night.
Let me finish. I'll give you a clue. Q. It's called a Q.
Yeah. Well, I learned
The
from
ace
the
here-
best. Never fucking heard one from you.
The Ace here is going to fill you in. That's a Q. Now it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, take notes from your own notebook. Randy, this Saturday night,
See what
put
I mean
up or
about
shut up.
resistance? Use kids.
Oh, well, this Saturday
Damn
night,
that rap music.
put up or shut up. Q, Randy, Q. I'm speaking.
I cut you off on purpose.
Put up or shut up this Saturday night. The tag team championships will be on the line as the champions, Marcus the Science Smith and Charlie Hustle, will be defending against the ROZ and the American Ninja Warrior Sensei, Rand.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a hell of a match.
Tag team action. Also,
Sensei.
we have the Every Man for Themselves Elimination Tag Match.
I'm jacked about that. This is also another Premier Pro Wrestling original concept match.
Absolutely. 7 men, every man for himself until one man is left standing, Randy. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Humek's in that one and heavily favored.
I got my money on Humek. And in the main event,
And then,
for PPW Put Up or Shut Up, 2 out of 3 falls.
that's how we roll here. Every PPW Heavyweight Championship match is decided in 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls. The challenger and King of the Iron Man, Badass Brandon Campbell, challenges the PPW Heavyweight Champion, El Guerrero, Jose Acosta. These 2 men, no strangers to one another. 3 weeks ago, they did the 1 hour, 60-minute
Yeah.
not time limit, 60-minute Iron Man match. Now, result of that, Brandon Campbell being able to defeat Jose in that match is the new #1 contender for the PPW Heavyweight Championship. This Saturday night, 2 out of 3 falls, Badass Brandon Campbell is looking to take that gold home, Rand.
Expect big things from that matchup. So, why don't we do a little bit of spill here as we go into the podcast, the Rantcast, which please, again, subscribe to Patreon where it will be in its entirety commercial free for the time being. Support us on Patreon, help us keep the doors open. I got to be honest with you, one way, shape, or form, it was in fact CM Punk, Phil Brooks, and Colt Cabana. Now that I'm thinking about it, if it wasn't for those kids and also Adam Pierce, old Rand might have never started training guys.
Okay.
And I can't remember exactly what year, what 1998?
That would probably have been 98. I think Punk broke in around that time. Same
Yeah.
with Cabana.
Yeah.
Pierce, I don't know. I think he broke in a little bit before that.
Just a few months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 6 months. I don't think quite a year.
Oh, okay. See, I thought Pierce had been around a little longer than those two.
So the way that went down is, and everything in the Chicago area, and you can check the annals, you can talk to the old timers, and probably people today. It's a horrible thing, and I didn't know it until I got really into the industry, meaning going to work for a real company on live television every Saturday morning on TV in a territory, working 8 times a week, that was on 7 to 11 different markets at a time. Okay, that was a wrestler. When I went down to the Mid-South, to Memphis, guys from Chicago had a horrible name and we were dubbed to have shitty attitudes. And I hate to say it, but fast forward 35 or so years later, I think it's worse now than it ever was, And a lot of that spawns from what was once called, and there's a new idiot, this Mark, called WCPW, Windy City Pro Wrestling. And that's where it all started. And the reasons were, there was only 2 people running once a month in the area. Windy City Pro Wrestling, Tom Rocky Stone out of Wisconsin. Once a month they would run, which is it. And part of that was because it was the State Athletic Commission in the state of Illinois or Chicagoland, so it didn't make things easy. That's what spawned all these shitty attitudes. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and subscribe now to find out first how I happened upon Pierce, and then how I happened upon CM Punk and Colt Cabana shortly after CM Punk.
Yeah.
Again, don't forget Premier Pro Wrestling.
And Ace Steel.
And Ace Steel. Don't forget Pro Wrestling on Pro Wrestling Tees. Like, subscribe. You're going to be seeing a lot about Rumble, so I'm going to be pimping Rumble. You're going to be calling me. You're going to change that shit from Rockin' Randy to Rumblin' Randy.
Well, and we might get a little inside dirt. You never know. Get a little scoop or a story.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the bullshit that you're thinking. I'm going to talk about them as human beings, too, especially Punk.
Yeah.
You know? All right, guys. Thanks for the love and support. We'll see you over on Patreon.
Oh, yeah, and folks, you'll also hear the story of how that is not the first time Ace Steel's ever been in a fight, as old Rockin' Randy here is going to tell you an exclusive story never heard before about Rockin' Randy and Ace Steel. I can't wait for that.
Just so you know, the hatchet was buried decades ago, so we're cool. But again,
Exclusive on Patreon.
we'll see you over on Patreon.